572-7440. Our trained staff of 2 will help. There are answers, sometimes correct ones, and we may have them.
Motormouth Radio, 90.3 FM, WHPC.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a song, this is a threat. This one's for all the politicians in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a song, this is a threat. Do you understand that? Any politician out there who thinks he can drag racing, my friend.
Oh, we're back on Motormouth Radio with the undertones of a threat, and we're back on the phone. Hello, caller. You're on with the Motormouths.
Hey, what's up, gentlemen? Sorry.
Oh, Christian, what's happening?
What's up, man?
Not much.
You're jumping Mike Natoli.
I did?
Well, presumably, yes.
That's because he red lit.
I guess so. You jumped the light, yeah.
And I forgot why I called. So.
Oh, very good. You've reached that age.
It's contagious.
What
are we doing here, Bob?
Short term. You hit that middle aged and it's
CRS, baby.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, but this one felt like one of those slow blow fuses with a little resistor coil in it.
It kind of fizzled slowly and went pop.
Yeah, it's got that little brown and into the black in the middle, and it's like.
Right.
No, Pennsylvania and drag strip, and I'm trying to remember what happened if he's still around. I was told about E-Town closing up. One of the biggest, most amazing things I've seen at E-Town in the past was the day I saw Willie Borsch's bucket, the Winged Express go down the track, but basically did a 1,310-foot burnout, and the Hemi Hunter. And I'm just really curious to know if he knows from PA to what's his name? Mike Natoli.
Mike Natoli.
Yeah.
Mike Natoli. That was a Pennsylvania car, and that was a Division I champion car at 1971, I think, in E-Town, the Hemi Hunter.
Yeah, I remember the Hemi Hunter.
Front engine dragster, blown nitro, cast iron, big block Chevy. So I'm just curious to know if that car's still out there.
A lot of those cars are, the people have, as you know, they've gone away. The cars are in a garage somewhere.
No, they were using that car. They were running that car on Nito.
Okay.
That car is updated. That's all new.
All right.
It's still based off a cast iron big block. So
okay. So yeah, a lot of them did find life in the resurgence. Yeah,
if this shows even, I just wonder what happened to that car. That was an amazing dragster. I seen it run a 6.0, straight as an arrow.
That's cool.
Another cool nitro car that I used to see on a regular basis at Englishtown.
Well, we will ask Mike if he can get in here. So
and the subject on E-Town is all over the place, so we all know.
And that's why we wanted him on, because he's got the next closest track.
Yeah,
and
I'll get going. I mean, I'm not too shocked, only because you knew this was coming.
Oh yeah.
This is something been in the works, and it's just they hung in there. So
all right.
It is what it is. Hopefully things will change around here maybe now because of it, too.
Right. And, Christian, the one thing I want to change is I want to see you come in here back into the studio. We want to have you back in to talk more about what you do.
On.
Yeah. When am I up? When is my tenure up from my Motormouth Person of the Year?
We haven't heard from Bob.
The jury's still out on that.
You still have it because Bob hasn't announced a new one yet.
Okay. I have to work on my farewell speech and everything, so I just have to make this, official.
You got it.
Right. We'll have the orchestra ready behind you there.
All right, Christian. We'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Thanks, man. So take care.
All right. Hopefully we'll... Mike, if you're listening, you're free to call, and we can... talk all about the...
there's the flashy thing.
And there we go. So let's go back to the phones and say hi, you're on with the Motormouths.
Yes, Mike Natoli here.
Hey,
hi,
Mike. How you doing? You're on with Ray and Joe.
Hey, Ray and Joe.
Hey, Mike.
I never met Joe. How you doing, Ray?
Joe and I were talking before the show. You may have met Joe. You just don't know it, but we'll have to establish that on another...
Or you just don't admit it. That's
in another call.
Most people don't.
So... Of course, the reason we got you on is because you are the proprietor of South Mountain Raceway. We talked to you about this a while ago, but we wanted to cover the subject of now Englishtown stopping 8th and quarter mile racing and what that means to you. So tell us about the track and fill in the blanks, please, Mike.
All right, well, it's a sad day. Englishtown closing their racing event because it was a world event. I mean, national event place for many, many years. We had National Speedway and back on Long Island. We had Englishtown was the other national. So it was fantastic. All the years that it went. But now that I guess they're making more money by not racing, and that happens sometimes. But when they close down, other tracks are going to be absorbing those people from that track.
Mike, the question I have is this. I know Englishtown was the Knapp family had run the track since 65, I think it was.
Yes, 1965, yep.
And July 4th, 1965, in fact, but they ceased quarter and eighth mile racing, but they kept the mud bogs, all of the motocross, the drifting.
The go-kart racing, the drifting.
So,
Yep.
The elephant in the room is, of course, people say to us, well, it must be because of the noise and the people. We go there twice a year for the swap meet, and I've seen myself the way the housing has been coming up price-wise. In your opinion, do you think that's the reason that this came about, this change?
Well, I guess it had a little bit of in their business decision. I couldn't tell you what they're thinking, but all I know is when I did speak to Alex at one of the meetings, and we mentioned about Sandy at the time,
right?
And they were storing cars. That's where it started from. They were storing a lot of the flood cars, and they were making more money than they did, running a racetrack for many years.
Right.
So, in fact, a personal friend of mine who owns Peter's Clam Bar, his place was devastated.
Right.
And one of his friends asked, hey, can I borrow your lot? And I said, how much money is he making? He goes, well, he's making money on that? I go, yeah, they're getting like $45 to $90 a day for storage.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
But the numbers that was it was crazy money. In fact, the Accutime, Rusty Crawford, who does my timing system, is in Texas. And guess what? One of the Texas raceways right now, I'm not going to mention the name, but he has his pilot's license. He flew over the track, and all of the flood cars from Harvey are parked on this drag strip.
Right. Yeah, I get.
It's a very small world. I mean, these guys, the Naps, though, the people from, everybody knows track owners like Bobby Domino and Joe Sway, God rest his soul. But, what happened on this is, Bobby spent a lot of money up in the Midia. He put a ton of money into that racetrack, hoping to get a divisional, and they didn't get it. But now, look what's happening, is he's going to absorb that, and he's going to work on that, and that's going to make the Midia a better racetrack.
Let's jump back to your world. Is that going to help you with any division races as well?
Oh no. Division races, no. I'm a grassroots 8 mile drag strip. I could probably do some. There is 8 mile divisional races, and that's down south, and there are a lot of 8 mile. But I don't have the property and to handle that kind of car count.
Okay. Got it.
I couldn't handle it. But 150 to 200 cars on a weekend, we're good. And we got a lot of limitations on us, but we will get. I know people have reached out to us that had events planned with Englishtown, and these guys would drive from Boiling Springs down to Englishtown. They said, hey, now you guys from Englishtown, you can drive up the South Mountain. We'll do some .90 races and some stock and super stock races.
What's the how far is it between the two tracks, Mike?
I never really I never thought I never checked on the.
Okay.
It's about a 2-hour run. It's got to be at least a 2-hour ride.
Where is Boiling? Where is Boiling Springs from us here on Long Island?
Well, if you ever drive up 78 past Cabela's and go into 81, if you go to Dutch Wonderland or Hershey Park,
Okay.
I'm right in the middle of all of that. Gettysburg. I'm mid-state Pennsylvania.
Got it. Okay.
And it's right on the borderline of the Mason-Dixon borderline by, Lancaster's there, and, we're close to the capital, Harrisburg.
Right.
So, but with mid-state south, we're on actually the midpoint of the Appalachian Trail.
Okay.
So when anybody wants to do some hiking from Maine to Georgia, from Georgia up to Maine, we are the midpoint, and this is the welcoming area. Is Boiling Springs. We have these natural springs. These hikers get water and whatever they need. It's really fabulous town.
Got it.
If you're in the area, and then Carlisle, of course, Carlisle Events is north of 81. So if you ever been up that way, so we're gonna probably, I think every track is gonna absorb some of the races that Englishtown put on over the years.
Right.
And even I think there's swap meets and stuff. I mean, it'll probably go, but I don't see it. It had that national event feel, but we'll have to see. I wish them all the best. And, the Knapp family, they're 3 generations of Alex and Michael, the people and Richie. My son raced there. He won the championship there back in 2004. They were great, it's just a great facility. Good,
Yeah, it was a great place, yeah.
Walter Fry, Walter Fry used to run. You guys know Walter?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Walter, he always put on great events up there with the nostalgia stuff and the Long Island stuff. So guess what? Walter Fry, he's still working with them, but, I think he drag races in his blood and in his heart.
Right.
So that's what runs, true to him. So hopefully Walter and I and a couple other people, we can put some good, the Long Islanders versus the Mountaineers.
Hey, there you go.
So we'll take that. Yep.
So, Mike, let's jump back a sec. Last time we had you on the show, it was 2015. I think you had just gotten the track. What was the? Give us the history of your time with, how you ended up with South Mountain Raceway.
Well, I took a trip to go see the Ford museum in Detroit, and. On our way back, Tony Tamburello, a friend of mine, was racing at the Mopar. They have a big Mopar event at this little 8-mile track. They packed the place in. The place is wild. And I stopped and saw this beautiful little 8-mile track where you can see the whole track. I mean, you can see the pits. You can see the cars warming up. We actually made a pattern, a traffic pattern, and the people come and watch. I mean, these are the improvements I've made. But when the cars are warming up in the morning, it's like they're taking a lap around Daytona 500. They
Nice.
go right past in the stands. I get more people in the stands than a divisional event gets.
Wow.
Here I am looking at pictures of Englishtown at divisional events of the Reinhardts and all these guys, big time, beyond us, and there's nobody watching.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the stands watching these, and some high caliber, top quality, the top of the top. Racing, and there's nobody there.
Right.
But this track was closed down, and I did a track rescue, Ray, and so we took it. It was put out like a spent cigarette, and we've been working on it. And the people at my track, and really, I met with them before I purchased the track to see who was left, and what was the best part of the facility, and what was the worst part. And as soon as I bought it, I made some fixes right away, quick, paving fixes, that kind of stuff. And, I'm not a multi-bajillionaire, and a lot of help from a lot of the races. We're turning this track around. Hopefully we get scoreboards this year. We still, use a big strobe light at the finish line, but you can see who won,
Right. Oh, just to back up a little bit, I just got information from a trusted source that the distance from E-Town to South Mountain is 174 miles, which is 2 hours and 46 minutes.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Just for those who want to know.
What about Maple Grove, I would think of it?
Maple Grove's about an hour and 15 minutes from my track.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep, and then there's so many tracks in my area. Like I mentioned, the Midia, there's Beaver Springs up north. He just sold his track, Beaver Bob. He was an IHRA track, and he was exactly an hour 47 north of me. And south of me is Mason Dixon, and then there used to be York US 30 was there.
Yeah.